Do you hate Zoodiacs? Well, I'm going to expose one of their weaknesses that is actually exclusive to TCG. Alright, Zoodiac players, now let's think deeply into the biggest weakness exposed here, which is Terror Top actually helping you? Or is it actually hindering you and making your game 1 matchup very difficult, especially if you go second against a True King player? So this is specifically towards people that do play True King Lithosagym. True King Lithosagym in TCG actually hurts the Zoodiac player's deck right now a lot more than you think. It's like unbelievable. If you compare this with OCG, you can't really compare the two because, first of all, the biggest weakness that we get is from our extra deck, mainly Norden and the rank 3s. So to play the rank 3s, we play the Terror Top engine, we have 3 Terror Tops and 1 Taketon board. That's 4 cards. And for the other engine, for the Fusion Substitute combo, we have the Black Sheep, we have, what else? The Fusion Substitute, of course, and for argument's sake, say you run a pair of Instant Fusions for consistency, and that is mainly all to summon out one monster, Norden. Because, sadly for Norden, you are limited, so there's no way you can dodge this. Unless, of course, you have a Solemn Strike. If you have Solemn Strike, that means you run first anyway. Why does this hurt so much? So that's about 8 cards, so that's about 20% of the deck. And your extra deck space is already super tight, especially with Maximum Crisis. And OCG didn't have this problem because they just ran doubles of everything, so that Lithosagym cannot exactly banish enough. And as long as you still have access to something, like, the game obviously doesn't last further than say turn 5, and turn 5 it's already pretty hard to get off a Lithosagym anyway, but turn 1, if your opponent goes first using a Lithosagym, yeah, Dino players are definitely going to enjoy chewing out your extra deck because you potentially have about 20% worth of dead draws in your deck, your main deck. So when they get off a double Earth pop, and this is actually super easy, especially with Draconic Diagram and Fossil Digs, it's like the whole combo, although it is a 3-card combo, a lot of it is searchable. It's very easy. They have to use Ghost Dash to prevent this. Even if you Ghost Dash, if you're unlucky, they still get it off. You're going to be off to a very, very rocky start because you're going to be losing your Norden access and you're going to be losing really useful rank 3s. So Lithosagym, what are the banishing targets? Because of course if you use 2 Earth, it will be able to banish 3 cards out of your extra deck with different names. So that's why the stacking up and doubling up on Xyz monster matter a lot now. What are they going to hit? So if they went first, you can't really stop them. You can't even effect failure it because the effect happens on resolution when the monster is summoned. So the first card to banish obviously is going to be Norden. Take away the instant fusion access. Make all the instant fusion as bluffs in the back row. It's not that scary anymore. Lunalight Black Sheep becomes pretty useless at this point, and Fusion Substitute has nothing to fuse into because the monster is banished and you can't really retrieve it for a draw. Unless, of course, you run the Gamma to go into Omega to put it back, you're still in a pretty bad spot because you needed these cards all together to actually get there. And the second thing to banish would be MX Saber Invoker. This takes away the free summon that you get on your turn, and without Invoker access, what do your Terror Tops do, really? I guess you can put out extra bodies, maybe you can pop something with Barrage if you want to keep a Barrage on the field. Overall, they're not exactly very useful. The 12 body isn't exactly relevant, especially with all the new matchups coming up. A lot of the attack and defensive monsters are getting much higher. Dinosaurs are base 18 on the weaker ones, and all the other ones are just basically just going to kill you. The Masterpiece, the True Draco deck, base value of most of their monsters are all well above 2000 attack. So the attack value and defense value of Zoodiac monsters and their engine is of course going to get much lower. But Zoodiac of course is a utility based deck, and the Viper, and they can obviously boost attack through their own effect monsters. And what would be the third card to banish? Well, you can either hit a Totem Bird, so you absolutely just shut out the entire rank 3 engine, or you can take out their 1-ups. Now, a lot of people are playing Tiger Mortar at 1. I might get you to reconsider it just because if they take away your Tiger Mortar, well, you won't be able to shuffle stuff back and you lose one of your more important Zoodiac names in your extra deck. Yeah, to them, the plays become a lot more predictable. But now you might be saying, oh, Tombox, but what if I go first with a Zoodiac? Well, if you go first as Zoodiac, you would probably end your board with a Dryden at the very least, perhaps used up one of your Emerald. Most of the time, you are able to shuffle everything back in, or you leave one of your Emerald on board. And here's the thing, the banishing targets will change. You better have a Solemn Strike in the background because you cannot chalice this effect because, like I said, it happens on the resolution of the summon. If they did hit 2 and you did not stop the Lithosagym summon, you're gonna be stuck in a really awkward situation because you're gonna be forced to strike them in your hand, and if they have set up one card in the graveyard that is a worm type monster, he'll be able to revive it. So striking, not exactly the best thing, but it is gonna prevent you from getting your extra deck ripped apart, like absolute disaster. Because if they do banish you on the second turn, they're going to hit your Daigustor Emerald, they're going to hit the remaining Daigustor Emerald, they're going to hit your remaining Dryden, and potentially hit off, if you haven't used your rank 3s yet, they might hit your, no, they're probably going to still hit your Norden, because your Norden's still in the deck, so instant fusions become dead. Because the moment Norden gets removed from the deck, that's 4 cards that are useless in your deck. If you have any of them in your hand, they are already basically a dead card. Like, if you're holding Black Sheep, you're going to hate your Black Sheep. You're just going to be able to deck thin, get that fusion substitute, and then pray for the best. You're playing with a smaller hand. It's like you're getting your hand ripped apart before you even got a chance to play. And that, I think, to any deck, it's like I guess a pseudo hand nullifier. It feels like a hand loop where they just rip cards out of you, but instead of taking away the cards, they're just taking away the effectiveness of the cards, so they become useless actually, and you have potential dead draw still in your deck, so they're actually ruining your hand and your deck at the same time. So if they're able to ruin 8 cards, if you count how you draw cards, like back then the Zoodiac combo was like what, 80-something% of actually successfully drawing it, you're more than likely to have at least one dead card in your hand from them just using one proper resolution of Lithosagym. Of course, they're not always going to have it, but the odds of them having is ridiculously high because if you don't have anything to stop the regular 2-card combo, they already have the combo. The combo is guaranteed. It takes 1 baby dinosaur and 1 draconic diagram, and they have the double earth pop right there. It's really painful, and then you have to deal with a true VFD. Like the opening turn board, I'm saying it's like, well, True King of all calamities obviously isn't exactly one of those fair cards because it feels like an Azathoth that shuts off everything, and not only that, it can shut off hand effects and great effects as long as you call the correct attributes. So it hurts a lot, believe me. But what are your thoughts on the weaknesses of the TCG build? Would you alter your build once the Maximum Crisis stuff comes out? I would consider it because even now in TCG, people are starting to top. I mean, the dinosaur deck hasn't even been out for that long, and they have already topped 4 regionals, and I believe there was a 5th deck that was like a Zoodiac True King Dino deck as well. I was looking up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Top decks. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think you guys want to go for? If you guys want me to talk about more weaknesses and interactions on several decks, like True King Dinos themselves, they have weaknesses in their plays too, and you gotta expose those weaknesses as well, or else you're not gonna be able to play very well. If you pop the wrong card, you get punished really badly. Maybe next time I'll talk about the weaknesses in the combo of a True King Dino deck, especially during their 2-card combo. What are the cards to hit? What are the cards to stop? Maybe next time. And then, for now, I'm gonna proceed to my end phase. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.